Everyone, please welcome Emelie Fa to the stage.
When you see me drift astray, out of touch and out of place, will you tell me to my face?
Okay, so Emelie, you're going to talk about Japanese e-commerce today, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, we're going to let you get to it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, hello everyone. As Ari and Sarah just told you, I'm currently living in Japan, and there I've learned loads about social media and e-commerce in that country. I myself am a digital communications consultant, so what I'm looking at in this presentation is basically the social aspects and the extra things that different e-commerce sites in Japan are doing to really make something special and extra for their customers. So, to start off with, this picture is from my apartment building at the bottom floor, and what it is actually something called delivery boxes, which is becoming a very popular aspect of housing in Japan. Basically, it means that if you order something online and you're not home to receive it, there actually is different boxes at the bottom floor at your house where you can get your different goods delivered, and then you can just pick them up at your own convenience when you get home. And that's actually something that's making housing prices go up in different parts of Tokyo, because people see this as a really key feature to choosing an apartment building today. So what I'm going to talk about today are two things. The first is e-commerce and social media in Japan, where I'll be showing some different companies that I believe are doing a really good job in this field. And then I'll also be talking about social shopping and how I really believe that e-commerce and social media are merging more and more together. And I'll also be talking about the selfie stick, because that's the reason that I was asked to come here from the beginning. So, to start off with Japan. It's a beautiful and colorful and amazing country in so many ways. I've been living there as of January, and I believe I'm learning new things all the time. And what I really like about it is that you both have this cool, new, trendy aspect of everything, where there's new technologies, there's so much going on. I was in this mobile operator store the other day, and it turned out that the vendor I got to speak to was actually a robot. So that kind of like shows how high-tech they are in ways. At the same time, they care so much about their history and more down-to-earth things. For example, bookstores. I've never seen any other country or city in the world where there are more bookstores than in Tokyo, which is actually kind of interesting. And to just give you an idea of what the e-commerce scene in Japan looks like to start off with, today there are 101 million internet users approximately in Japan. 66 million of them are mobile internet users. Out of these people, 73 million are online shoppers, which means that they've actually done purchases online. That puts Japan in the third position in the world after China and the US when it comes to e-commerce. And actually, over 70% of Japanese internet users shop online. And to talk about the biggest player, to start off there's a company called Rakuten, which many of you might have heard about. And they are by far the largest retailer in Japan, and also one of the largest in the whole world looking at sales. And what they've actually done is you can compare it to like an Amazon or a Blocket or an Etsy, where companies get the chance to really sell their own goods. So what Rakuten have been saying ever since the start is that they have this business to try and help both small and mid-sized businesses sell their products on the web. And today, because there is so much going on at Rakuten, actually 80% of all Japanese web users are registered on the site and are using it to buy different goods. And today there are over 95 million products being sold on Rakuten from over 40,000 different merchants. And to give you an idea what the site looks like quickly, this is more or less it. So for example, me and my husband were buying a table the other day, and we decided to try out Rakuten to buy it online. And doing a quick search for a table, I ended up getting over 30,000 results. But looking through all these and also looking at the review system, which is really good on Rakuten, we ended up purchasing this table, which arrived just 3 days later, and it ended up costing us only 200 euros for the table and the chairs, which is great. And like I was saying with Rakuten, what they're doing is that they're letting different companies start their own stores on their site. It's just that they're making it more personalized for each store. So you're really able to create your own design and your own functions based on who you're trying to sell. And this specific company is one of my colleagues' favorite companies, or my colleague's wife's favorite companies, which sells clothing, and they're doing like the basic social media stuff, like sharing pictures of different products they're selling and really trying to get their customers to feel inspired when it comes to their fashion. But what I think is the most special thing about Japanese e-commerce, as Ari and Sarah were mentioning earlier as well, is that they're so considerate about their customers. And for example, if you order something from this store, you won't only get the product, but you'll also get a handwritten letter saying that, hello, we're really happy that you chose to order something from us. Do let us know if you need help with anything else. And you might also get a letter a week later or 2 weeks later, handwritten again, saying, hi, just wanted to check if everything is okay with the product. Thank you so much for shopping with us. And doing this little extra thing all the time just to make sure that the customers are happy and feel that they're like really being taken care of is something called omotenashi in Japanese. And omotenashi is really the word for Japanese hospitality as a whole. And what it means is to wholeheartedly give and to entertain without ever expecting anything in return. So basically, it's about always doing your very, very best to make your customer feel like they are taken care of, not because you want them to directly buy anything more or recommend you, even though that's of course also nice, but you're really doing it just because you want your customer to feel as happy as possible. And this is something that you can see everywhere in Japan. When you go to a restaurant and you eat in your meal and you're about to go away from there, often the waiters actually come out to the street with you, and then they stand and wave, and they stand and wave all the way until you walk around the corner. So that's something really nice about Japan, that people really are so polite and caring in all aspects. Something else that I think is the most interesting part of Japanese e-commerce and social media at this moment is Line. I don't know if you heard about Line, but it's a mobile messenger app which gives you free voice and video calls. But what makes it extra special is that they focus so much on stickers. And stickers is basically emojis, but they're bigger. And they're used to communicate with friends in different situations. And today, Line is Japan's largest social media network. That's happened this year. And they have 560 million users worldwide. And as I was saying, Line is a mobile messenger app, but people are starting to refer to it more and more as a mobile platform, because it's not only about the communication aspects between friends, it's really about the communication in relation to different services they offer. And when it comes to the stickers, there's something called Line Creators Market, where Line actually opens up for anyone to submit their own sticker sets. So today there are people from 124 different countries who have submitted sticker sets to Line Creators Market and get an opportunity of selling these online through the store. And buying these stickers to communicate is really something that Japanese teens, but also adults, find really interesting when it comes to communicating with their friends. I've heard that the reason that stickers are so big in Japan and in other Asian countries is because the Asian languages sometimes make it really difficult to explain feelings and situations in a short way. It often takes a lot of explaining to say something. And for that reason, it makes it more simple to use stickers to communicate. An example of someone doing this is Sasha, who is a TV and radio host that I met just a few weeks ago. And he has actually put up a sticker set online that he's selling for 100 Japanese yen, which is around €1. So people can actually download his sticker set and use his face to communicate with all their friends and colleagues. And if you're thinking that, hey, I'd also like to get my own sticker set with my own face, Line actually has a solution for that too, called Line Sticker Selfie, or Line Selfie Sticker, where you're actually able to upload your own selfie and then you can make a sticker from it. Like these pictures of me, for example, which I think are pretty fun. And Line is also a platform for games, so they sell both online games and the stickers. And apart from that, they are really expanding their business. So at a conference in the beginning of October, Line went out and talked about 3 new services. One was Line Pay, which will basically be a mobile wallet that you can use in different stores in real life. They are launching Line Taxi, which will be kind of a Line Uber kind of solution, as well as Line Wow, which will be food delivery through your app, which is in the beginning just in Tokyo, but they're thinking about expanding that. So from being this social platform, Line has become something so much bigger that's really looking at helping people in so many ways communicate with different services and with their friends. Looking at a different company, we have Muji, which I think many of you might have encountered because they sell their products at Åhléns in Sweden, and I know they also have stores around Europe. And what Muji do is sell clothing, but they also sell different interior designs and other products. They recently launched this pillow that you use when you're traveling. And to support this pillow, they also launched an app called Muji to Sleep. And Muji to Sleep is basically an app that contains 6 different really like slow, nice songs that you're supposed to use when you're trying to sleep on a train or on a plane or anywhere you might be, that will help you fall asleep. So they're really giving their customers something extra with this Muji to Sleep app, apart from just selling the actual pillow. Another example that Muji is doing is that they have a concept called Muji to Go, which is really products that are developed just to help people travel. And in order to, well, to support people traveling, not only buying products in the stores, they've also released an app called Muji to Go, where they actually have different information that can be good for travelers. For instance, this is what electricity you need when you visit different countries. And apart from that, they are also listing different products in this app. So they're selling through the app, but at the same time, they're giving their customers extra value. And I really like how they're combining those 2 aspects into one. When it comes to fashion, and of course, Japan is really big when it comes to fashion, the largest player on the market is called So Town, and they cater to a younger audience. And what they've actually done is create an online social network through an app called Wear. And Wear is sort of like Instagram. It's just that it's much more connected to what you're actually wearing. So you can create a profile, you can have followers, you can follow other people. And at the same time, you also have a function called Closet, where you actually list the different clothes you have. And then these clothes will be connected to the pictures you're actually uploading of yourself. So when people decide to follow someone that they really think is inspirational and have a good style, there's actually a call to action directly when entering that person's profile. So that's a really fun way how they have made that all fit together. And Wear has actually become the biggest lookbook app in Asia, and they are expanding outside Japan. So there are users in Malaysia, the Philippines, Hong Kong, and other parts of Asia as well today. If you've been to Tokyo anytime, you might have heard about Shibuya 109, which is the center of teenage fashion in Tokyo. And they haven't done anything spectacular when it comes to their web shop, but I still think it's nice that they have really tried to incorporate the feeling you get from being in their store, which is basically some kind of like club meets catwalk meets the most crazy fashion you ever seen. And And when they've listed the different clothes they have on their online shop, a lot of the pictures are actually taken in the store. So even if you're not in Tokyo yourself and you can't go to this shop and shop there, you'll still get the same kind of feeling and inspiration from just entering their online shop as you get from actually going to their store. Uniqlo is another example. They're also in the fashion industry, and they're kind of like the H&M of Japan. What they did is actually launch a mobile app also, which is called UTme, where they let people design their own t-shirts and upload those images through the app and order t-shirts with their own custom-made design. And that can be both pictures they've taken themselves, or they can just design with different design aspects directly from the app. And one last example is a company called Ukoyuki. This is actually a startup that that I came across at this startup event just a couple of weeks ago. And like I said before, anime is really big in Japan. And what they're actually doing is that they've created a crowdfunding platform where people who like to draw can upload their own anime figures. And if enough people think that this figure is really nice, because they can go in and buy it, they actually make a 3D figurine out of the animated picture so that people can really buy, well, their favorite things based on just drawings, which is very like unique for Japan, but still it works, and I think it's a great idea. And okay, so except for the examples, I'm also going to talk about the selfie stick, like I said, and that's the reason I was asked to come here from the beginning. And this all started back in March when I was walking around in Tokyo, and I actually came across this exact couple who were using this stick to actually take a selfie of themselves. And I started thinking that, well, this is really a fun idea, and I've never seen anything like it before. And looking around, I kind of realized that the selfie stick was big, not only in Japan, but all over Asia. So I decided that it would be a fun product to try and both use Ticktail, which I've always wanted to use, and start my own e-commerce site just from scratch to try it out, but also to see what the response might be in Sweden. And so I started this Ticktail shop on selfiestick.se. And then I kind of did a marketing campaign where I ended up taking pictures of myself traveling around the world with a selfie stick. So all these pictures I've taken with a selfie stick, except for that one right there, which is someone taking a picture of me taking a picture with the selfie stick. And what I think has been really fun with this whole journey is that I've kind of used it in a way to brand myself, because like I said, I work with social media and digital communication to start off with, but this has given me something to write about and really like given me an angle to talk about. So there was an article with me in Resume and in Veckans Affärer, and also I was asked to come here. So I think what makes the whole selfie stick thing special is not that I'm making a lot of money selling it, but that it's kind of supporting me as a person. And very quickly, just that the selfie stick has gone up and become very popular in the since the beginning of the year. It's become hugely popular, and if you look at Google Trends, you can see how more and more people are starting to talk about it. And what I think is interesting with this, and what I wanted to share with you, is that maybe it's not like, it might not be your most selling product, but finding something that's kind of different and new to the market can at least be a very fun PR perspective for what you're going to do. So quickly, just to tell you about 5 things that you could be importing to Sweden that are pretty new. You have the selfie toaster, which actually allows you to toast yourself to breakfast. You have the selfie hat from Acer, where you actually place your tablet and you can take a picture of yourself. There's a selfie brush, so that you can always look your best when taking a selfie. There's actually a selfie drone, which I find really cool and fun, but it's actually placed around your wrist, and then you let it fly away, and it flies in front of you and takes a picture of you in some way. Anyway, it sounds really cool, so I can imagine people would really want to get their hands on this. And then lastly, because I know you were talking about tourism yesterday, this picture is from Enoshima Island, and they've actually put up selfie stands all over the island at the best view spots, so people can actually go out and take pictures of themselves in a very easy fashion with their camera and their phone. Yes, and I'll take a picture when you guys come up, but thank you so much.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So are we going to take a selfie?
Yeah, of course. I really feel the need to take a selfie today.
So if you're multiple people in a selfie, is it still called a selfie, or is it like a...
No, it's called an Ussie. So
An
that's
Ussie,
really like...
okay. So this is not a selfie stick, this is an Ussie stick right now.
Yeah, actually that's, yeah, it is.
Wow, that thing is long too.
Yeah, of course it's long.
So the headphone, is that to control the actual camera?
Yeah.
Okay, this is...
Of course.
So where should we stand like this?
I'm not sure. Yeah, something like this.
This is good. Should I do a duck face?
Yeah, maybe go like this and do a duck face. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Emelie, we're so happy that we got to know you, and when you move back to Sweden, I hope you will see more about you.
Yes, I hope so
So
too.
yeah, thank you so much for coming all the way from Japan. 16 hours, something like that.
Yeah, well, 12, but
So
almost.
Thank you so much. Everybody, please give Emelie a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.